seminars, they read books, they get advisors, they know what they're supposed to do, they still don't do it. Feel familiar at all? Yeah. And he was frustrated. He says those self-limiting beliefs, that feeling of fear, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of loss of love, that's going to hold him back. And so he sat down, and in 2 months, now remember, 25 years he wrote Think and Grow Rich. In 2 months, he wrote Outwitting the Devil. And it was an interrogation of the devil. You guys see the movie A Few Good Men? Remember Jack Nicholson on the witness stand? You can't handle the truth. Well, that's my vision of this book. He's got the devil on the witness stand, and he's interrogating him. And he says, you can determine as the reader if you think it's the real devil or an imaginary devil. It doesn't really matter. The question is, are you going to derive any benefit from what we're sharing? And so he basically downloads this manuscript of how we allow fear to impact us. And basically he's saying, most of our difficulties are making is how we react to things that we've experienced as kids. And we react without realizing where it's coming from. And so he was so passionate about giving people the tools to get rid of that negativity that he sat down and he wrote this book. And in it, the devil says, his cleverest trick, the way he screws us all up is through fear. Because fear does one of two things. It paralyzes you, right? And in the last 5 years, we've seen paralysis, right? And some of that paralysis is still there. Big companies are still sitting with billions of dollars of cash because they're fearful. They don't want to employ it. Okay, that fear is what's stagnating our economy. And it's all kinds of fear. And each and every one of us has had fear in our life. And every day we have a different element of fear that we deal with. And if we can establish those tools, we can get past it. In the book, and you may want to, why was it hidden for 72 years? Anybody have that question in their mind? The title scared his wife to death. She said, you cannot publish it. Now, I believe there was a greater power at work. Because had it been published, Think and Grow Rich wouldn't have had the incredible run that it did. Over 100 million Think and Grow Rich have been sold around the world. Had Outwitting the Devil come out, I'm not sure it would have had its run. But I think today, Think and Grow Rich is still very, very important. But I think today some people require a little more kick in the rear. I don't know if you agree with that, but I think today we all need a little bit something in our face. And so Outwitting the Devil, I believe, was truly meant to be released today. But his wife forbade it from becoming published. He died in 1970. She died in 92. Her sister died 4 years ago. And that was when the manuscript was turned over to the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And that's when they called me and said, we don't know what to do with this. Well, they sent it to me. And it's, I get it. And it's literally this stack of papers that have been typed on manual typewriter with handwritten notes. And I'm going, this is kind of a hot potato. I don't know. I mean, I've just been through all that crap with my ex-partner. I don't really want anything that's negative. I don't, this kind of pain. My sister, my daughter, who's a minister, says, Mom, I'm going to pray over you. It was so cute. And she was in Africa with us. But I read the book in one night, and I had a tremendous sense of calm come over me because it changed my life. Now, I've been involved in 20 best-selling books. I've been very honored to be in that situation. But I will tell you, all the books I've been involved in, this one has been the most impactful to my personal life and to people that read it. It really does allow you to discover what's holding yourself back. And so in it, he thinks about a few taboos like sex, religion, politics, money, alcohol, cigarettes. And he doesn't really leave any of them alone. He goes right into it about how each of these can get us off of our course. Education, which of course is my big bailiwick. In 1938, he writes about the importance of experiential education. He writes about the importance of creating critical thinkers and problem solvers with our kids as opposed to drilling in information. The actual root word educati, education, means to draw out, not to drill in. And so again, so much brilliance. At the time he wrote the book in 1938, we still thought cigarettes were fabulous. We were still giving them away to our troops. We didn't know cigarettes were bad for you until the 50s and 60s. And so he was truly a man before his time. And he talks about how, the devil gets into young people's minds through cigarettes, and then gets them into alcohol and gets them crazy. He talks about how negativity is that self-talk, that little devil inside us. And we've all seen the cartoons with the devil on one side, on the left shoulder, the angel on the right. That's not a political statement unless you want it to be. Think of the devil on the left shoulder, the angel on the right, and every day you either have yourself as either supporting yourself or being negative. And how we deal with that determines the outcome we have in our life. So everybody raise your right hand, the other right hand way high, okay? And reach down and just shut the left shoulder off. There you go. As if you're getting rid of dandruff, right? Left shoulder. All right. So the next time your spouse, your child, your business partner is in your face and they're making you mad, you break the spell by just smiling and doing this. Okay? They don't need to know, but you immediately lighten your own reaction to whatever's going on. And it works. I guarantee it works. Except for my family, because I know the truth. But anyway, we talk about how we look at ourselves. And it's, we have that self-talk going all the time here. So a little exercise, if you have a pen, if not, trying in your brain, I want you to think about who you are. Answer the question, who you are, with one-word descriptions. And you gents can do this exercise too. Who are you? Just come up with 4 or 5. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand if you wrote your own name on the list. 3, 4 of you. That's actually more than normal. Out of 100 people, there are usually no more than 2 that raise their hand, and particularly for women. So congratulate yourself if you wrote your own name on the few, because what happens, we have become a society. We define ourselves through the eyes of others. We define ourselves by how good a mother, how good a wife, how good an author, how good an entrepreneur, but we don't start here. And it's become an epidemic in our society. We're so concerned about how other people view us, that fear of criticism dictates how we behave and what we do. And so stop it. Start thinking about yourself, taking care of yourself. Because once you take care of yourself, you can become a better mother, a better wife, a better author, a better entrepreneur, a better business owner. And this is an epidemic. Everywhere I go, this is actually the highest percentage I don't normally get 4 out of 50. So that's pretty good. Good. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well, what happens is we look at and we say, I'm not worthy, I'm not an expert, I'm not good enough. And so we allow that negative self-talk to hold us back from reaching our dreams. And Outwitting the Devil, his sole purpose is to blast away those self-limiting beliefs and get you to the point where you can achieve the success you so richly deserve. Now, you may know somebody in your own life who's sitting on the fence that has no motivation. They're a couch potato. This may be the greatest gift. Sometimes you have that son or that friend, and you just talk to your blue in the face, and nothing happens. Well, that's when you just pull back, give them Outwitting the Devil, let it come in from the inside. Because so many of us sit on a fence. And in the book, Outwitting the Devil, he talks about drifters versus non-drifters. And drifters are people who kind of are easily manipulated. They go with the flow. They don't have a definiteness of purpose. They don't have a definite goal. So they get easily distracted. And that is when the devil or negativity can really wreak havoc in their lives. Versus a non-drifter, who is someone who has that goal, has that purpose for their business or for their own life. And yes, we get off course. We all do. We all do. Think of a zigzag fence. But we get back on course because we know where we ultimately want to go. It was my father who said, Sharon, a map doesn't do you any good unless you know where you are and where you want to go. And so what happens is so many people don't know where they want to go. And so they're adrift. So he basically said, you know, if you control your own mind, if you know what you want out of life, if you know where you want to go, you are a non-drifter and you will be successful. But if you're a drifter, you will never get to where you want to go because you haven't defined where you want to go. And you might get lucky. Few people do, but most don't. So in the book, he talks about how can you get out of that? How can you outwit the devil? How can you actually bring happiness back into your life and create the life that you want, the life that you deserve? And the first is having that goal, knowing what you want, have that definite purpose. And that goal can change. As you go through life, things change and you redefine. I mean, I thought I wanted to be, you know, in a computer company, and I quickly realized that was a mistake. And yet I met my husband. So you have to. I have a personal motto. You know, we all have seminars and read books about find your why. You know, find your why. Have you found your why? Find your why. Well, I realized that my life has been guided with the question, why not? Why not try something different? Why not go on a road less traveled? Because when you keep asking why, it's too easy to come up with lots of things that don't matter. But why not means, why not try something new? Why not try a new network member? Why not become a member of the chamber? Why not help another person in need? It gives you the motivation to actually get into action. Now, if you can come up with a reason why not, like it's illegal. So